Good afternoon. The first item of business is time for reflection, and our time for reflection leader today is Pastor Paul Coventry, Greenock Baptist Church.
Good afternoon, and thank you for the invitation to lead this time for reflection. Last Tuesday, this Parliament debated the Assisted Dying Bill, and passionate and emotive speeches were made on both sides of the argument. You'll be glad to hear that my purpose this afternoon is not to add to that subject, but to comment on something that's often heard when important social issues of this sort are being wrestled with. And that is, what role, if any, do faith convictions play in such discussions? So when a politician or a citizen reveals that their position on some subject has to some extent been informed or shaped by their religious convictions, those views are often dismissed as illegitimate and inadmissible. Religious faith, it's sometimes said, is a private matter and has no place in the public sphere of ideas. And yet, where would we be as a nation if it were not for men and women of strong Christian conviction advocating for social change? In previous generations, it was largely Christian voices, driven by their faith, who stood at the forefront of prison reform, the abolition of slavery, the end of child labour, the beginnings of the trade union movement, and so much more. Perhaps they too should have kept their faith to themselves and not interfered in public matters. Even on the aforementioned difficult subject of suffering and death, it was the Christian conscience of Dame Cicely Saunders who founded the hospice movement and brought intensified focus on palliative care. Women and men motivated to speak up and to act because of their Christian convictions and their belief in the dignity and value of every human being. As a Christian, I take the words of Jesus seriously. He said to his would-be followers, "You are the salt of the earth. You are the light of the world." And back then, in a world without refrigeration, salt was used as a vital preservative to stop meat decaying. In a world without electrical illumination, the lighting of a simple oil lamp was necessary to dispel the darkness when the sun went down. And so the point of Jesus' metaphors, simply that in a world which, left to itself, will tend to decay, to darkness, his disciples are to be its salt and its light. You, he said, are to prevent decay. You are to ensure that light shines. So we ought not to silence, therefore, the voice of faith in the public square. Dignity, fairness, equality, compassion, these are not natural, common sense, Enlightenment values. They are rooted in our Judeo-Christian ethic, which holds human beings to be made in the image of a loving and a gracious God. May they continue to be unashamedly heard. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Pastor.